Thanks for staying with us. Now, government has revealed that it will lay a new bill in Parliament which seeks to empower the Ghana Book Development Council to sanction publishers who put out bigoted content. The two publishers, including Bedun Cancer Publications, incur the wrath of the public, with books mainly described as offensive description of errors and inaccurate recollection of Ghana's history. Despite calls for immediate sanctions against the publishers, Education Minister Dr. Yao Educhum, in an interview on Joy Prime's On the Record, explained they said action can only be taken after the passage of a new law.
All the books that have been approved, not the schools. And there are a number of books that have been approved now. And if they contact the publisher can print for them books that are already approved by NaCCA. So there's no reason why they should buy books that are not approved.
When were they approved?
Oh, over the last 6 months, almost 1 year. So many books have been approved by NaCCA.
So how is it
there's
that
no
these
reason
books
why
ended up in the hands of students?
I mean, the authors and the publishers have come to apologize that they circumvented the NaCCA process. Because if you submit your books to NaCCA and NaCCA says go and review because I don't like something about you, you don't go ahead to print. You cannot do so. If they were on the shelves of schools, our school inspectorate authority will order that they are removed. So the bottom line for us is that what they did was inexcusable. If they wanted, if schools wanted or anybody wants a book that is approved, we have so many books that have been approved. So the excuse that because there were no books, no. I think those who bought them probably bought them unaware of the process that NaCCA has put in place. And those who published them are the ones who have done something egregious, knowing that their books were not approved by NaCCA.
So what's the action going to be taken against these publishers?
If the action is this, I think I said it on the floor of Parliament. There's an organization called Ghana Book Development Council. They are the ones clothed with authority to do enforcement and to prescribe sanctions of anybody that goes against the rules of NaCCA. Unfortunately, during the last Parliament, and there were some issues, so the process had to be suspended, and now it's coming back. So Parliament, once it's approved expeditiously, will then clothe them with the authority to prescribe, to seriously prescribe sanctions.
So till then, Bedun Cancer Publications will not be sanctioned?
No, I mean, the thing is this, they pull them from the market. They've apologized to Ghanaians and they pull them from the market. But
you said that what they did was inexcusable and egregious.
Yeah, but we're a nation of laws. I can't just go and say, I'm the Minister for Education, how dare you put these books here? The law should take its course. And the system that we have is the one that deals with what is not acceptable. So we are in a democratic dispensation. Many years ago, you have ordered the military or somebody to just go and put, no, you have to use the legal process to right wrongs.
Joining us via Zoom is ranking member on the Education Committee of Parliament, Peter Ntorsu-Kotoe. Welcome, sir. Do you agree with the minister's conclusion that action can only be taken after the GBDC bill is passed?
Thank you very much and good morning. Well, I don't agree with him because as a ministry, you have some responsibility to carry out in event of this nature. This is because we all that did not give any mandate to NaCCA, that is a National Curriculum and Assessment Authority, to penalize or impose sanctions on any defaulting publisher. But they can do so in the interim and then make sure that the publication is stopped and any other thing that needs to be done is done. But if it is not done, then the ministry still has a role to play. That is how I see it.
if I heard you correctly, your expectation is that even though NaCCA may not be clothed with the requisite powers to sanction these publishing houses, they can still carry out some interim measures whilst we wait for the law to be passed.
Exactly so, because they have given authority to the publishers to come and then apply to publish books. So if you have given somebody a temporary or interim license to publish a book, and he or she has gone against the rules of your engagement, it is your responsibility to bring that person to book and then impose sanctions on the person. So that is what the ministry should have done in the interim in collaboration with NaCCA. So right. They still have a responsibility in this matter, not until the bill on the Ghana Development Council is brought before Parliament. They must take some action immediately.
So let's pretend that that is what the ministry will do anyway, waiting for the GBDC bill. How long would it take then for that bill to travel its full lifetime and justice to be done?
Yeah, the bill was laid in Parliament by the immediate past Minister for Education. And according to Ghana Publishers Association and Ghana Writers Association, they had not been consulted fully before the bill was brought. So the committee suspended work on the consideration of the bill. And by our rules, once that Parliament ended on 6 January 2021, a new bill has to be introduced again. And how long that will take the ministry to lay that bill is now in the court of the Ministry of Education. And when it is brought back to Parliament and laid,
Right, Peter Ntorsu-Kotoe there, he's ranking member of the Education Committee of Parliament. He has already told us that he disagrees with Dr. Yaw Osei-Edetum's assessment of the current situation. He believes that some interim measures can still be taken by NaCCA, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment, which is the authority that is supposed to approve any published books. Mr. Ntorsu-Kotoe has rejoined us. Sir, you were just about to tell us that if they bring it to Parliament, it would take you what amount of time to finish deliberations on that?
Yes, exactly so, because we will have to pass through some stages. For instance, we'll call a stakeholder engagement, receive a memorandum from them, then go through, then we'll go into consideration of the bill before we take it back to Parliament for final consideration and to be passed. So it should be a period of about 4 to 6 months before the bill will come to pass, unless it is put under certificate of emergency. Yeah.
Right. Now, an urgent question was filed some 2 weeks ago to summon the minister to the floor of Parliament to answer questions on the issue. What became of this, and will the minority or the committee take any action on this matter?
Yeah, the minister responded. He came and answered the question asked by Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. And when it was allowed to add additional or supplementary questions, I requested the minister when the bill will be laid, and he promised that it will be laid as quickly as possible. Then again, I asked for a copy of the curriculum, because it is the curriculum on which the textbooks have been written by those publishers. So he promised to make a copy available to the committee, who will study it and then come out with a report or recommendation to the speaker as to what should be done. But in the meantime, the Minister for Education must speed up or take emergency steps to have the bill put before Parliament so that we can pass it as quickly as possible.
Right. Are you then saying that it's your suspicion, Mr. Kotoe, that perhaps the curriculum itself has some bigoted content in there?
That is my suspicion, because if a writer is going to write a textbook, what is important is must get the curriculum based on which the various subjects will be selected and then the textbooks are written. So that is why I have asked for a copy of the curriculum. We will assess it to find out and then put the textbooks side by side, the curriculum, and we'll find out whether those things that are contained in the textbook are found in the curriculum, and then we will make our report available. But one thing I have been telling the Ministry of Education is that the duty of the curriculum or NaCCA is to make sure that they develop textbooks based on the curriculum that is outdoors, so that we'll have a uniform textbook. A student or a pupil in the Upper East region should have the same textbook as somebody in the Volta region. So they will have a level ground. They will have the same content that will be taught them. But if we allow anybody to write anything, different schools will be using different textbooks. At that basic level, it is not good for us. That's what I've been pressing that the Ministry of Education should do, as we were doing in the past.
Thank you very much, Peter Ntorsu-Kotoe, for joining us this morning. He is ranking member of the Education Committee of Parliament. You're still live on JoyNews Desk with me, Daniel Daz. The stories that we've covered so far. Be expecting a timetable for power outages from the Ghana Grid Company Limited, Gridco. We have also taken you to Kumasi, where we visited with some head porters or Kayaye who want to go back to school. We also just finished speaking with the ranking member for the Education Committee of Parliament, Peter Ntorsu-Kotoe, who says action can be taken against Bedum Cancer Publications and all other publishers of books which have been deemed as having bigoted content. Stay with us. We'll be right back.